their degree in IT, what they have learned in the first year would have become redundant by the third year. So this is the first place that ICTs are moving with. Okay. So getting into my presentation, like I said, I'm from Techlair, Zimbabwe. And from Techlair, Zimbabwe, our approach is two-pronged. We want to encourage women to participate in ICTs as users. And number two, we want them to also become builders. Statistics also indicate that both ways women are lagging behind. It is said that in Southern Africa, in terms of access to internet, women lag behind by 45% compared to their male counterparts. And at Tech Women, Helen talked about it, and they call it the leaky pipe. Just imagine you have a hose pipe and it's connected to a tape, right? So we have very few girls that are taking up sciences for them to pursue IT-related courses. And then once they get to university, we also have very few, for those that start, we have very few that graduate. And for those that graduate, they continue to drop when they join the workforce. And then we look at the C-suite or the decision-making or policy-making roles. Women are very few in that regard. So at Tech Women, our programming and initiatives, we tried to start right from the tap, and then try to find ways where we can stop the leaking along the pipeline. So I don't know the format that I'm going to do. As women, I think we think alike. I wanted it to be interactive, so I just found a few photos that has the girl child, and I want to hear from you what you think when you're just looking at them. What comes to mind? Feel free to share. There's a mic here. What do you think? Just by looking at them, what do you think?
Okay, first thing I would think is what Helen was talking about, family versus career by the bottom picture. That's good.
Anyone else with something to say?
I think for the girl on top, her mother has spent the 90% to provide some food for her.
She's looking healthy and vibrant, right? And that's a goat, right? So it's a symbol of wealth. Anyone else?
Probably just looking at the photos, I feel there's some sort of lack of a proper future, you know. Just like someone who's just waiting for their time to get married, then from then onwards, have a family, and that's where it ends.
Okay. Anyone else? What about the women, the girls, the young women that are here? What do you think when you're looking at those girls? All right. I think I'll just share. Personally, when I look at, no one has commented on this one. She's looking beautiful, African beauty. So I just think, well, girls are beautiful, isn't it? She mentioned it earlier that when you go for the interviews, they're just looking at the Zim asset and nothing else. Okay. So, why do we have fewer women participating in ICTs or taking up ICTs as a career? The first point there is unequal education. And I think one of those issues, we think it's something that used to happen in the 40s and 50s, but unfortunately it is still there. And what do we mean when we say unequal education? There's still preference to educate the girl child over the boy child over the girl child. I remember I was part of a mentorship program, and we had 3 girls. So one of the girls was not, she had finished her O-levels, but she was not doing anything at that moment. There are 3 in their family, she's the middle child. And she was saying that my brother is in university in Namibia, and my little brother is in primary school. So my parents don't have adequate money, so I'll just wait until my brother finishes, then I'll go to college, willingly. So those are some of the issues that the girl child faces. Limited access to resources. One thing that I found in our work as State Women Zimbabwe, it's not very easy as a woman to get access to finances. Whatever project that you want to do or you have a business that you're setting up, as a woman it is difficult to get funding. I'm not going to go into much detail, I think she alluded to that. The work-life balance, she also talked about it. When a woman finishes her tertiary education, she's about from 22 to 24, right? And that's the time that you arrive for marriage, or society expects you to be married. And you have to start work, you are starting a family, you're getting pregnant. I remember when I was working at another organization, I was pregnant with my first child, and an opportunity for training came. And then when they were deciding on who to choose, they said, no, she's pregnant, by the time she comes back, she would have forgotten. So my male counterpart got the opportunity for training. But then it doesn't end there. The next time another opportunity comes, because it's already a level higher than myself, he gets the opportunity. And by the time we are 5, 10 years in the organization, he's already in the C-suite, and I'm still maybe at entry level. Because it doesn't end at one. I'm also a mother of 3. So those are challenges. And also in the ICT sector, you do get to work in flexible hours. Imagine you are someone who's responsible for a base station in Binga. You have to travel there, and it's not conducive for marriage. We know our society, the way we view things. So it is very difficult for a woman to manage that. They call it the work-life balance, but I'm yet to meet someone who admits that they found the balance. It's just a matter of prioritizing which one goes first. And then we hear about the boys' clubs, right? Limited networking opportunities. Men, they meet in bars, they go for golf, and then they strike business deals. But as a woman, like she was saying, she now wants to rush. I also have a baby who's 1 year, 3 months. So you want to be home early to look after your family, right? And then men have countless opportunities to network. And it is, for you to get funding or investment, first you have to build a relationship. It's based on trust. But if you don't have access to networks, how do you go about it? So it's one of the challenges. So that picture there is a girl from Marlborough Girls High. So these are the things that are going on in her mind, things that she has to overcome. They are cultural values. You know, you have to make sure that the house is clean. You do all the calls. It also answers your question, right? When your brothers are there, you're the one who has to cook, you have to wash, you have to make sure that everything is big and span in the house. At the same time, you have to go to school. You have to study the same hours or the same kind of work as your brother. So those are the challenges that the girl child faces, and they are real challenges. And then the other point is self-image. The girls themselves, how they view themselves, their attitudes. ICT professions, they regard them as male domains. So in that regard, they cancel out. They don't even think about ICTs when they are considering careers. So it's one of those things that needs to be worked on. So in our work at Tech Women Zimbabwe, we not only look at those external factors, we also look at the internal factors, improving their self-image, improving their confidence levels, improving their assertiveness, so that they can make it in the real world. So here, that's a photo of a banner for one of our programs called Haircut. She talks about the skills gap. That industry is complaining that the kind of skills that they are looking for compared with the recent graduates, there is a skills gap. And then they say that it's more expensive for them to employ someone like that and then take them through training. So with Haircut, we're trying to bridge that gap. So young women, recent graduates, they go through a boot camp for 3 months where they are grounded in practical skills. They have to develop something tangible, something that we can touch after those 3 months. So I wrote there that girls are solution-oriented. We did a program called Technovation Challenge where girls were putting mobile applications to solve problems in their communities. The first thing you introduce them to coding or programming, they are scared, kind of not interested. But then you take them through brainstorming sessions. What are the problems that you're facing in your community? How can you build a solution, an ICT-based solution to solve that problem? Then the interest comes in. And it was amazing the kind of solutions that they were thinking about. You think that we had an age range from 10 to 23. Even young girls in primary school were coming up with interesting ideas, some of which as adults we can never think of. And some of those issues that are key development issues in our society right at this time. So how can we improve the number of women that are pursuing ICT as a career or using ICTs? Like I wrote, the girls are solution oriented. Whenever they have a problem and you let them know that ICTs can be a solution, then you get them excited. Number one, network of community-based ICT learning centers. We need to take ICTs to the grassroots. We also have a program at Techlair called Kamusha that we have launched in Mare, where we improve, we know there are challenges in terms of access to IT because of they're expensive. So when we build this network of community-based ICT learning centers, we take the technology to the people. They get to use it every day. And also in that way we build the market, because we are building ICT solutions right, and we need a market for that. In our programs, we emphasize that you do not need any prior computer knowledge. So that is overcoming barriers in terms of language, knowledge, and culture. So I know maybe amongst us there are those that are self-taught in IT. It's something that you can learn once you have the passion, right? Someone was saying that you have to have passion, take passion, something that you are good at, and then economic value, and then you're good to go. So there are people that do not have the formal learning, but they have the passion, they can learn the skills. So this is our program with the women. No prior computer knowledge, we take them through building digital literacy skills, mobile literacy skills, and also for the young girls, we take them through robotics, mobile app development, and then introduce them to coding at a very tender age. And then one thing that we have also noted, that it is important to have role models or mentors. This is especially true even for the young girls as well as the women that are already in the ICT field. Role models are there to encourage, to motivate, and to support. And they offer that support system that when the going gets tough, they are there to support you, to encourage you on. We also noted that when we're doing research, that current statistics say that 17% only 17% females are pursuing ICTs in tertiary education. 7% in engineering. But we also noted that once it's open, block release or open and distance learning, we have more girls participating or more women participating. This is also an indication that ICTs break that barrier. You know, they're taking care of their families, and also when it becomes flexible, they participate more. And then another thing is we need to redefine ICT skills. It's not only computer sciences, it's not only engineering. ICT is a broad term. It also encompasses new media, mainstream media. It encompasses design, filmmaking. So as we go out to the girls, we let them know. We noted that there are so many emerging careers in ICTs that people do not know, that traditionally were not there. So this is something that we also get to take girls through, so that they know what is available for them, and then they choose where their passion and their talents are. We also noted that we need an enabling environment. Here we're talking about infrastructure, the regulations and policies, but also we're talking about the space. What is the kind of space that girls or women thrive in? You cannot have a technology center maybe near a crowded area like Parenki. You cannot have a technology area in an area that girls are not comfortable to be in, right? So you need an environment that where they are safe, where they can play, where they can be themselves. Because you know, girls, when they see someone dancing on TV, they go to their bedrooms and then start dancing in front of the wardrobe. They are shy to dance in front of others. So that is true, and we also try to build an environment where they can thrive. I remember in one of our programs, the robotics, we also try to build positive masculinities. So we had 70% participants as girls, and then 30% as boys, like in a team of 10, 7 girls and 3 boys. And we noted that some of the boys would grab the technical part, and then the girls would also let the technical part go to the boys, and they try to concentrate on research and writing. So from that on, we noted that we need to have all girls. From that stage, we need all girls teams so that they build the confidence, they build the assertiveness, and then when they assert, then they can engage with their male counterparts. So that is the end of my presentation. If there's any question.
Thank you for that presentation. I think the areas were clear to me. As a member of the opposite sex, I might not have easily related to some of the things growing up, but I'm sure the ladies can probably say these parts are true and these parts are very true. So are there any questions? Either about Tech Women's Zoom or the presentation itself. Question? Okay.
The only question I do have is, do males have any part to play in encouraging the young girls and women in technology? And if they do, how big is that role?
Sorry, the second part?
And if they do, how big is that role? Is it crucial or it's negligible?
Okay, it's very important. I want to say that we have one of our members from Tech Women Zimbabwe. She says that the person that motivated her, that encouraged her, was her father. So at Tech Women Zimbabwe, we have men in our team, men that support the advancement of women. And as we alluded to, that the tech space is male-dominated. It's very difficult to find women like Helen who have the skills. So we have men that are part of our programs that do the training, that assist girls. Actually, we have a program where we have our volunteers who are mostly female, and we have found someone who is a tech expert and is transferring his skills to them. So we do work with men.
Yes.
I want to find out about your programs that you're doing for those who are not experienced in that department. How long does it take? And yeah.
Oh, okay, it depends on which program it is. The mobile app development program is 12-week curriculum. And then we have other introductory courses that we are giving at our Pamusha village, which are 4 weeks. Yeah, 3.5 hours each week.
And how much is it?
Our programs are free.
Michael?
Okay, I'm hoping there's a few more cups up there.
No cups of Tech Women Zimbabwe.
I want to find out, is there hope for older women, especially I think married women? I think sometimes in other cases we find out that maybe some married women, they start doing their O-levels when they've already got maybe 3 or 4 children, and then they try to start to build their careers. Is there room for older women?
Okay, thank you for that question. Yes, there is room. I talked about the Pamusha Tech Village that we lost in Bari. We had women of all ages. And they were saying that, they go to Kanaku switch TV, phone chekutora mafoto nekudi mwana uyo ndibatsire asi through, because we also took them through a digital literacy session that day. Vakati take women Zimbabwe yatibatsira takutadei takokwanisa kuziva. Saka from Monday we are starting training ikoko. And also for women we are targeting, we're looking at social economic empowerment. They might not have all levels, but they are doing something. Entrepreneurship at a small level, but we want to introduce them to ICT so that they can use them to their advantage. How can they market themselves? How can they access markets themselves? So they have room, and we have programs for them.
My question is, of all the places, why Mali?
Why Mali? We wanted to do it in an underserved community. So we went around, we were looking for, because I told you that as Safe Women Zimbabwe, we thrive on partnerships because we do not have funding ourselves. Most of our work is self-funded. So we went around, we were looking for post offices that are not being used or places in the communities that are not being used. So as we were going around, we went to Chitere Primary School, and the headmaster was willing. He has a computer lab that is not being used, a very big hall that they said you can use it as whichever way you like. So they were very receptive. So that's the first community that received as well, and at no cost. For others, we moved around. We went to Fakosi, Glenview. There was also a cost attached.
So I'll assume that Mare is the first of many to come.
Oh yes, it's just a starting point.
Okay.
Okay, my question is, for example, myself, I once went to high school at St. David's High School in Sakri, and when we were doing what they called computers, you were not even allowed to go on the internet. And now my sister is also there, she's doing one, right? And I think she was doing arts. But I think I would like to push it to do ICTs. And what are you doing to push the schools themselves to teach kids and give them confidence and allow them to use technologies universally? Because I think most of the time they are in school as opposed to having a program where you teach them yourselves. So like when they go for computers, I think they should have exposure to like maybe run all these things. Do you like link up with schools and maybe push them towards facilitating and giving more time?
Okay, thank you for that question. We are working with the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, and yes, we do work with schools. So also as we were doing the Tech Innovation Challenge, the setup was that each team would work with a teacher and a mentor. The mentor had to be female, then the teacher could be male or female. So most of the teachers did not have the skills. And we have talked to the people at the ministry, and right now we are organizing a teacher training that will involve first the DEOs, and then the teachers themselves, the computer or science teachers from the schools. Of course, this is just starting in Harare, and then as we move on, we'll take it to all other parts of the country.
I'm only taking questions from ladies now.
Usually the ladies don't want to ask. I don't know why.
I think we should
Take
ladies.
I'll ask the same voice.
My question is related to this. Is there like a youth movement or group or club for tech women swim or ICT that you can join?
Okay. Yes, you are open. Please do come. We are at 11 Phillips Avenue at Hypercube Technology Hub. That's where we are based. We do want you to come so that you can participate either as a volunteer or participate in our programs. So please do come.
I think the question was more of like, you know how you have your computer club and journalist club at schools?
Yeah.
So is there like a Tech Women club in schools? or maybe
Oh.
this could be a potential project.
Okay, in terms of schools, we realized that we had participants, like I mentioned, from the Technovation Challenge, robotics, but then we want also to scale the work, and we can't reach everyone. So we are also in the process of forming what are called code clubs, where they can participate in their schools, with our participants leading those clubs.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm just curious, could you give us a few case studies of the applications that the girls have made?
Oh, okay. We have one that was built by participants from Avondale Primary School called DVIO, which is an application that is there to help solve the problem of gender-based violence. So in the application, they have an emergency button where if you notice anything suspicious or you're in trouble, you just press that button. And of course, when they were doing the market research, they went to the police and they were interested in the app. So, and these apps are still at prototype stage. So in their full development, they also have a link where you can phone directly to the police. There's also one called Heart for You, which was built by girls Form 2 and Form 3 from TCPT Senior School. This one, they said, we have a problem actually in Zimbabwe of child-headed families. So it's kind of a crowd-funding application where people can showcase profiles of child-headed families, and then people can donate towards their school fees or food directly using EcoCash. So the money goes straight to the schools or straight to the recipients themselves. We had one called Women Voices, where they wanted a platform of where women could directly communicate with their representatives, either councillors or MPs. And on that application also they had a borehole mapping, where you can just see from your phone which borehole is working. This was made by girls from Headcliff Extension. We had one called Kaivapo, which is a folktale application made by girls from Mare, which is just to bridge that generational, intergenerational gap and get to learn morals and cultural values through the application. And then there was one called Junior Third Place made by students from Harare High School, where they said we need extra lessons and we can do that on the mobile phone, but they were targeting primary school students. 20 applications were made. Another one was called Oripi, a tracking application where you can see where your child is, and if they met from the route, you're able to see that before anything wrong goes on. So 20 applications were made.
Okay, I think we'll take questions from 1, 2, 3.
This is a question for you and Washiko as well. I want to find out if you have anything in place, especially for the female graduates, to empower them about what's outside when they graduate, like they actually work on.
Oh, okay. I'll answer from Tech Women's side. I had a program that I talked about called Haircut.
We actually go to the schools, to the universities and empower the female students.
No. This one is the girls have to apply, and then we select, and we're only going to select 10 ICT from computer sciences, ICT related courses, but then they work in teams of 5 from with other graduates in business, because we realize when you're creating something, you need diverse views. You need to include everyone. So the focus is on the tech side, but then they work in teams of 5 with 4 others from different, whether from art, business, any other.
But you're going into the universities and teaching the female tech students about it?
Unfortunately, no, we're not going to the universities. We just advertise through social media and then they come. We don't have any such programs as yet.
Okay, for logical, no, we do not have such a program, and it's actually not in our plans. We're actually a corporate body. Our business is to sell products and make money. But if there is somebody who is looking for an opportunity to make money, I'm sure it will be quite a lucrative business where they get money from donors and then they go in universities and empower people.
Thank you again for the opportunity to ask another question. But I'm so much interested in older women. No, not in that way. Okay, probably I just want to find out. Are you open for, probably maybe for more involvement with other external organizations? I think probably in organizing, probably expanding one of the Pamusha programs, probably partnering with other non-governmental organizations. Because I believe, especially mothers, they are the ones who have the influence on their girl children mostly. So, for example, right now, if we to say that you are training the young kids, but the mothers don't understand what's really going on. And probably in most cases, maybe they'll be doing that outside school hours. And now they need the support of the mother. And if the mother doesn't understand anything about it, then sometimes it may become difficult for that girl to pursue a career in IT. So I believe that if we also target the mothers, they can then have the influence on their children, making it even, making the uptake of ICT even more efficient. So I probably think that maybe we could also have chat later on and work something out on that.
All right. What you're saying is very true. We realized when we were running the Technovation and the robotics challenges, the girls would come in late and they said, I had to do the dishes, make sure the house was clean before I came. And we noted that those that did very well, they had parent support. The parents would come and drop them, wait for them, take them, and then also school support as well as mentor support. So those are very key. So we can continue the conversation later.
I think we know where Michael's 60 to 70% goes now.
Actually, that much. So I just wanted to find out what's seen as if it's an ever-changing industry. What's the next big thing after apps? What's next?
Okay. We're talking about artificial intelligence and also looking at ways of manipulating big data. Because like on the social media platforms, there's so much data that is being gathered, but how to use it, how to manipulate it. That's my thinking.
Okay. We'll take one last question, and then...
So this Uripi application, does it work outside Zimbabwe and Africa?
Which one, sorry?
The Uripi one.
The Uripi, oh, okay. Hopefully by the time that
Are you planning a trip?
Watch out, it's coming. But hopefully by the time that it's a commercial product, it will be available and can be used everywhere. So we are still courting investors and negotiating to get it commercialized.
Put on my husband's phone.
Maybe that could be another niche. Okay, contact details for Tech Women.
Oh, okay. You can send me an email on Aretha, Aretha, Aretha is an Aretha Franklin, at techwomenzimbabwe.org.